Hearts for Ziggy. Appreciate y'all, but we do have to address the nonsense I get myself into, for being honest. It kind of just is what it is, man. And it stems into the whole like fucking Paris versus Dreamcast guy, debacle. They've been beefing with each other on and off for a little minute now because, and honestly speaking, Dreamcast guy runs his fucking mouth about Paris. He runs his mouth, and it's like Dreamcast guy look like a bitch. He do look like a bitch. Not only does he talk shit, and we went over this whole shit, but Dreamcast guy talked shit about Paris, indirectly. Paris approached him at some gaming event, and it seemed like Dreamcast guy was just scared because the way he claimed to have answered was very very bitch made. And then Dreamcast guy said some shit on Twitter, and Dreamcast guy ended up like they had a back and forth on Twitter. The Dreamcast guy ends up blocking Paris on Twitter. And then after blocking Paris on Twitter, Dreamcast guy immediately, dude, Paris tells this dude, keep my name out your mouth. And Dreamcast guy is like, okay, bet. Block you on Twitter, then make a video talking about our beef. Like, what? What? Like, that was crazy behavior. So we definitely talked about that when that shit went down. And then since then, like Dreamcast guy been getting the smoke as he deserves, and I don't want people to think that I'm here to defend Dreamcast guy with my positioning. I'm not. Dreamcast guy is a complete total bitch. He definitely deserves the smoke. But since then, Dreamcast guy then talked about Paris in another one of his videos. Yes, I will definitely do that, Astro. Like I said, Dreamcast guy then goes on to talk shit about Paris again in one of his videos from behind a Twitter block, which is more bitch made shit on Dreamcast guy's part. And so Paris finds out about it. I think Paris ended up watching Oh No, It's Alex's stream. And Dreamcast guy got caught talking shit again. And so Paris made a public tweet saying, hey, yo, tell Dreamcast guy to keep my fucking name out of his mouth in nice guy words, which I completely understand. So in terms of everything that has transpired up until that point, I completely, totally agree with Paris on. Like, Dreamcast guy acts bitch made, and so he deserves to be treated like a bitch. I completely, all the way up until this point, I'm totally on Paris' side with that situation. So to get more into it, because the rabbit hole go deep. So like literally a day or two later, Video Game Chronicles, and I love Video Game Chronicles. Good night, Chaos. Appreciate you hanging out. I love Video Game Chronicles. I think that their site is better than the mass majority of other gaming news websites. They are very straight-laced with their website in terms of news, and they don't really do political nonsense. I like to reference them in a lot of my videos because they're always pretty solid with staying on topic and just being straightforward and not being miserable. But they did something a little bit stupid. They did. And then they said they did their review for Star Wars Outlaws, gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And it says it's a fun space adventure that doesn't quite reach its potential. And they said alongside our review, you can check out our reviewers roundtable featuring these dudes and Dreamcast guy. And I even said like, why y'all do this, man? Well, bro, like I really value your website. I think y'all are pretty decent. But then you have Dreamcast guy. So there is definitely a voice for criticism in this situation. You know what I mean? And so I completely I co-sign the criticism. But there's a difference between criticizing a choice from a website and then going about it in a cancel culture-esque way. Like going about it in a, well, I'm gonna email this person that I don't like. I'm gonna email the company that they work for, and I'm gonna ask them, "Do you co-sign this sort of deal? Do you co-sign this behavior of bigotry or whatever?" Like, there's like, hey, y'all made a poor mistake for including this dude versus cancel culture tactic. You know what I mean? So we have Paris here, who up until this point I completely agree with how he's handled Dreamcast Guy's situation. He then goes on to write this tweet at Video Game Chronicles, and Paris says, "I wasn't going to comment, but truth is working with Dreamcast Guy is a bad look, and as you see in the comments, your audience agrees. He is one of the most disingenuous creators in the gaming space who admits he says things he doesn't actually believe to create outrage engagement for his channel. And in his words, quote unquote, pay the bills. My history with him is known. Yes, I'm biased, but my advice, stay away from this person as he represents everything wrong with the gaming creator space." And in all honesty, I agree that Dreamcast Guy is indeed a grifter. He is indeed a grifter, and he plays console war bullshit. And I understand all that shit. But we have to go into my reply, because I said, "You ain't no better, positivity peddler." And I should have said fake positivity peddler, because that's more accurate to describe Paris. And to me, like, this is an issue with influencers, man. This is a major issue with influencers. Influencers are a key reason. And Paris here says it himself. He represents everything wrong in the gaming creator space. But I think the mass majority of gaming creators, of influencers, fall into this fucking shit. Yeah. Like, let's quote Reforge Gaming, Riri Gaming. Pot, meat, kettle. And these are both dudes that try to act like they're nice guys in the space, but they're out for themselves. They're out for themselves, bro. That's what it is at the end of the day. Yo, Sonia, what's good, fam? Hope you're doing well. And that's my issue, bro. Like, you can't sit here and mingle with some of the industry's most disgraceful people. If it be gaming journalists that are pieces of shit that hate gamers, they genuinely fucking hate gamers, or suits and ties in the gaming space that their objective is to fuck gamers every which way they can. You can't sit with these people and mingle with them and then expect us to not see you as the same as what you are saying. And Dreamcast Guy, he don't really mingle like to the level of Paris with suits and ties. And now he's starting to mingle with game journals, but I don't mind Video Game Chronicles journals. But he plays more so into the fanboy war shit, which to me is more gamer centric than what Paris does. Paris is way the fuck more corporate, with all the, you know, all the higher ups to the media that hates gamers. Like, he's more corporate, and that to me isn't gamer centric at all. Whereas Dreamcast Guy, he's indeed a piece of shit. He's indeed fake as fuck, but what he's doing is more gamer centric. And you guys could disagree with me on which is worse. At the end of the day, they're both bad. And at the end of the day, they're two sides of the same coin. That's the issue. And guess what? So we got motherfuckers that was big butthurt. Look at how many, bro. 79,000 viewers, people saw this tweet. I wasn't expecting it to go that far. It's not like I quote tweeted it, I was demanding attention or something, but you have to also understand we got clowns in the space that that just want to essentially weaponize their followers with shit they don't agree with. We got Jeff Grubb here that quote tweeted me. And Jeff Grubb is a bitch that does kind of use his followers to try and attack people he don't agree with. You know, there's a lot of people, man, that they have all this power and they definitely use it how they see fit. And that's a common issue I see time and time again. Yeah, so this is the main reason why my mention went viral. Grubb says people are finally calling out Vicious for the heinous crime of being pleasant and nice. It's bullshit. He needs to hear it. And look, man, we could play this fucking game where y'all think, oh man, I'm bitching at him because he's a nice guy. We could play this fucking game and pretend that y'all don't know what the fuck I mean. Because Jeff Grubb is a part of the same issue too. He's one and the same with all these motherfuckers, bro. We have people, influencers in the space that will defend outright bullshit. Paris can't even call Concord a piece of crap. Oh, we have to, we want to see really bad games achieve success, and we're not going to dump on them because it's better than remakes. Let's just like everything. And here's what's even more disgusting, generally speaking. And this is like, it's not to get on Paris's case. It's just that he's a good example of this fake positivity. Just like everything, so that you're in the good graces of all these people in the industry. You know what I mean? Or like, let's be like, we can give light criticism, but we gotta tote that fine line so that we don't step on any toes, man. This is the biggest issue right now. There's so many people, there's so many dick eaters right now playing Concord, pretending to like that shit, just in hopes of one day being in Paris's shoes, having the same opportunities as him. This is a cancer to the industry. This is the poison. We have all these people chasing the clout, chasing the opportunities out here, and some of them happen to be pretty nice people, but at the end of the day, they're not for the gamers. When I see you mingling, and look, you could have all the best intentions at heart, you're just in the game, and I get that. And Paris could be one of those people, and all the people I'm thinking of in my mind could be one of those people. Paris does seem like a nice guy, but at the same time, too, when I see you mingling with game journals that fucking hate us, with all the corporate figureheads that are destroying gaming, all the suits and ties that are genuinely destroying gaming, has made ninth generation one of the most miserable fucking generations. When I see you doing all this, I can't help but feel like you are not for gamers. You're just not. And maybe you're trying your hardest to do both. Maybe that's the case. But you can't. In the eyes of us, of the average gamer, we're gonna look at you some type of way. And there's some gamers out here, man, just let them get the bag. And I get that too. That's why most of the time I don't really say anything. But guess what? In my mind, I see all these motherfuckers for what they are, bro. And what I'm saying is, bro, you can call out DreamcastGuy for being an asshole, because he is. He tries to pretend he's nice, but he is really an asshole. And like I said, with Paris, with the whole beef between him and DreamcastGuy, I was with him. I was definitely with him. But to go on this little cancel culture like attempt with Video Game Chronicles, the way that he did it, and then saying like he's the problem with the industry. Meanwhile, they're both two sides of the same coin. Like I couldn't help but just be honest, man. And I mentioned Paris directly. And, Paris was like, look, I'm familiar with you and your content. I don't got no issue with you. I'm sad that you feel this way or whatever. Like, but I'm just going to be me. And like, I get that. But you have to understand, we're not coming back from how gaming used to be. Gamers have been burned far too often. The days of oh well, this company shows CGI trailer, everyone's happy, everyone's excited. Those days are fucking over. When it comes to AAA game developers, game publishers dropping CGI trailers and everyone's fucking happy. Those fucking days are over. We've been done dirty too many times over the course of years. All right, almost 2 decades. Like 2 decades now, give or take. Those days are over, bro. They're not coming back. Just look, if you want to mingle with these AAA companies, expect for people to look at you a certain way because we've been burned too many times. And these influencers think that, man, this is just a job. I'm just going to collect my money, keep it moving. And people are going to recognize that's just what it is. Like, it's not like it used to be anymore. Them days is over. People are gonna look at you some type of way. And you're just gonna have to live with that. And like I said, maybe Parris is a nice person. He seems to be like a nice person. I don't have anything against him personally, but he's mingling with the people that are destroying my hobby. Just when it comes to AAA companies, they are trash. Everyone deems them as garbage. If you need an example, go look at the latest AAA trailer release, whatever have you. Look at the comments. Look at comments for a Star Wars Outlaws trailer. When it was announced, any trailer. Look at all the negative comments. And that's not me just sitting here being negative about everything. No, like I'm negative about AAA because AAA games are trash now on average. Go look at the latest AAA release, the trailers on YouTube, the comment section. All that shit is negative. And here's how you know for a fact that it's not just people being negative. Go, just like you went and looked at the AAA comments on a YouTube video, go look at the comments for a indie game trailer drop. Go look at the comments for that. They're generally positive. So it's not us just being negative for the sake of being negative. It's just that we know these companies, these AAA mega corporations are full of shit and we're sick of them already. And if you want to mingle with them, hey, you do you, bro. Collect your money, make, handshake to people you gotta handshake. I get it. But people are going to look at you some type of way. That's what it is, man. AAA does suck. People's hopes are in double A, indie games. Like, it's not people being negative just for the sake of being negative. It's just that people have been burnt far too often. And at some point, you're going to have to pick a side. It is what it is, man. There's a line being drawn. And for me, at the end of the day, I'm with y'all. I'm with the gamers. And given I make fun of, I make fun of corporate shills. I make fun of these fanboys. Because they are part of the bigger issue. And I do call them out. I'm just sick of it, man. And I know for a fact I'm not being a negative Nancy. I'm giving away freaking codes to Squirrel with a gun. Because, like, I'm genuinely excited for that. You know what I mean? Like it's just that we're negative towards AAA bullshit because it looks like trash. We've been lied to countless times. Suits and ties been burning us for decades. Indie games is where it's at, man. Because they gotta earn our trust. They can't just depend on millions of dollars being dumped into marketing. They can't depend on that shit when it comes to indie. But that's how I feel. Some people may feel like I'm being harsh. I got roasted on Twitter because there's a bunch of people that are just dick eaters. At the end of the day, when it comes to the whole influencer thing, look, I'm a drop in the bucket. I'm nobody. I'm just a YouTuber that has 5,000 subs. So I'm always going to take a L when it comes to general consensus, when it comes to dudes that have been involved in the industry and they're way more well known. Like, it's all a popularity contest at the end of the day. It is what it is. It is what it is. And motherfuckers is gonna defend people that are involved in the industry because they're also involved in the industry. Like Jeff Grubb. He's gonna defend Paris because he's in the same situation. Thank you, Izzy. I appreciate it. And that's really, bro, whether you agree with me, maybe you think I'm too harsh on Paris. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But the sentiment that I'm expressing to you guys is genuine. I'm concerned. And all these influencers, DreamcastGuy, Paris, Jeff Grubb, the journalists, you know, these corporate suits and ties, they're all a major issue. All of them. They have all led to this generation of gaming being a complete total meltdown. But people just want to ignore it. People just want to ignore it. They want to pretend everything's fine. And that's why a lot of people were giving me all the hate it was. A lot of people just want to pretend everything is cool. And this is how shit just gets worse and worse and worse over time. And Paris has been an Xbox influencer for a long time. For a long time, I knew of him well before I started doing YouTube. I knew about him for years before I started doing YouTube. And he was an Xbox dude. And look where the fuck Xbox is now. And that's what it is, man. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm not telling you to. Maybe you think I'm a little harsh. I get it. But it is what it is, man. It's almost impossible to have an honest conversation now in the space. It really is. It's difficult. A lot of people just don't want to hear it. A lot of people just want to pretend everything's good. A lot of people just don't want to be miserable. But because you don't want to have honest conversations, that's why things continue to just spiral. So if y'all big influencers want to call out the other influencers, y'all want to fuck up their cushion, I mean, expect people to feel some type of way, man. Like, Paris out here trying to fuck up DreamcastGuy's cushion, and it's like, I think both y'all's cushions should be shaking a little bit. I'm just saying, man, because y'all are both, like, evolved in ways that's questionable. But at the end of the day, man, the best thing I could say is DreamcastGuy is definitely a bitch, and he definitely caused all this. This is all his fault. Stop being a bitch, DreamcastGuy. Goddamn, brother. Absolutely. He's DreamcastGuy is a self-admitted grifter. 100%. A lot of people have at least managed to keep up the facade for a long time, but DreamcastGuy outright admitted it on camera, chose to upload it and everything. So I don't know what to say, man, but that's how I feel, and I'm definitely not backing down from it. Even if people want to hate me, they're upset, they want to talk shit to me, I mean, fuck them. But at the end of the day, I think it all harpens back to one thing, man. They don't make them like Happy Console Gamer. I'm always gonna be a Happy Console Gamer fangirl. They don't make them like Happy Console Gamer, bro. DreamcastGuy tried to do the Happy Console Gamer shit, and he had to give it up and go down to fanboy war bullshit. Because at the end of the day, nobody can be Happy Console Gamer but Happy Console Gamer.